Welcome back. I'm Ted Thomas, and in this episode, I'm going to answer the question, are there tax implications on a quitclaim deed? Well, folks, if you make money, there's going to be implications. We'll get into that. Okay, I'm also going to cover some insider tips on how to make money, not only with tax lien certificates and tax deeds, but what to be cautious of on implications of these quitclaim deeds. And we'll also talk, when I get very close to the end, about what mistakes I want you to avoid. I want you to avoid these when you go to a tax auction and you're a newcomer and people make the mistake all the time. So I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Are there implications on a quitclaim deed? Well, folks, there's a lot of those, and there's going to be lots of implications out there, and there's going to be a lot of hype out there. So I've been involved in teaching tax liens and tax deeds for over 25 years. I've been investing for 30 years, and this is a huge business of abundance. There's a ton of money to be made, but there's certain steps that you're going to have to follow. So tax deeds come from properties that are in default. They're people that don't pay their taxes. That means the property has some problems. And when properties have problems, very few people know how to clear the problem. So when they don't know how to do that, they're going to try to cover all their assets simply by saying they're going to give a quitclaim deed. Now, a quitclaim deed is a disclaimer, and that means whoever is handing that quitclaim deed to you is disclaiming all responsibilities. So many counties will issue a tax deed to you with a quitclaim deed. And when they do that, they have now disclaimed any responsibility for the title report or any mortgages or any liens. You have now just bought a big pot full of problems that will probably have to be cleared with a quiet title. So let's talk about the implications of a quitclaim deed, the tax implications. If you make a profit, that means you're going to have to pay taxes. If you have a loss, you probably should claim it on your taxes. Just think of those implications. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I'm just a street smart guy that learned how to do this over 30 years of experience. So I've taught thousands of people how to do this and seen quite a few problems. So let's give you the steps to make sure that you avoid the problems. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. So I'm just going to teach you from the standpoint of a guy that's doing this. And for the last 25 years, I've been an investor. I make my money investing. I'm going to teach you how to do this. So this is a business of abundance. So issuing of a quitclaim deed does not require an attorney. If you want to know the exact definitions, and I'll give you a couple of those, go to Wikipedia and they'll give you the exact. But let me give you some samples, okay? A quitclaim deed is a legal instrument, I'm reading from a screen, that is used to transfer the interest in real property. All right, so one person or one entity to another entity. It's as simple as that. But when they do that, the quitclaim means they're disclaiming any responsibility. That doesn't mean that the title to the property is clear. That doesn't mean anything is clear. It means you have simply a quitclaim deed that someone else is disclaiming everything. So the title paperwork might have been completely mismanaged by the previous owner or by the county or anybody involved. And so that property is unmanaged. The title is unmanaged. You'll have to get it under control. Does that sound simple? Well, it is simple if you do it the right way. And the right way is you're going to hire an attorney. You're not going to hire a Ted Thomas. You're not going to hire a street smart guy. You're not going to hire an injury attorney. You're not going to hire someone that does personal lawsuits. You're going to hire a real estate attorney that's going to tell you all the steps to the quitclaim. Everyone else has disclaimed responsibility. You can't sell the property with a quitclaim. You can and tell someone else to do that, but understand when you're selling it that way that you're passing on whatever problems there are on the property. So my suggestion is, let's get the right answers, buy the right information, and you buy that from an attorney that knows what's going on. All right, what's this all about? All we have to do when we buy a property from the county is know that the title might not be clear. We know that it's a property we're getting a bargain on. So we might have to spend a little time and a little effort getting the proper title and the proper insurance on that property. Is it a headache? No, it costs you $3,000 or $4,000. It could take you 2 or 3 months for the attorney to do all that. It could take you a whole year. But the point is, you need to do it right so that you don't have problems later. So a quitclaim deed means the seller, whoever sold it to you, is saying, I have no responsibility. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if the title is good. I don't know if anything is good. And if they don't know and you accept the deed, which you're going to do, when you accept it, just know you're going to have to spend a little bit more money and you're going to have to make sure that you get it all right. So a real estate attorney with a lot of gray or white hair, probably the guy to work with. You want someone that knows the step-by-step process. Okay, if you're not aware of anyone else that's ever done that, just use an attorney that knows what he's doing. Now, I have students, they get a property at a tax auction, they don't know anything about it, but they have a chance to sell it for a huge profit. For example, I had a couple in Phoenix, Arizona. They spent $11,000, and before they spent the money, they went and looked at the property. The property was on the water in Phoenix. Now, water property in the middle of the desert, pretty expensive. So it turned out to be a condo worth almost $200,000. They bought it for $11,000. There was no mortgage. And so they sold it. They got Zillow to sell it. They didn't know anything about the property. So they sold it with a quitclaim deed to the new buyer. The new buyer knew exactly that they would have to work with the title. It didn't mind. The new buyer gave them $169,000 after the commissions were paid. So they made $150,000 on that property. But now they had no liability because they simply said they sold it with a quitclaim deed. They claimed no responsibility. So you're getting the idea. All right, there's nothing secret about this. There's nothing to be scared of. I'm giving you this information as a lay person. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I can't explain all the little nitty-gritties and have it come out so it sounds right to you on a short video like this. Just understand it's something you're not going to be scared of, and it means if you accepted a quitclaim deed, which you'll get from the county more than likely, because they don't want to have any responsibility for anything, now it's going to be your job to get a quiet title. And I will cover quiet title as best I can on another video. So I hope you're learning a lot. And if you are learning a lot, I want you to subscribe to what I'm doing. You can become a subscriber and you can be part of my community. And if you do that, I'll give you a gift. I said gift, G-I-F-T. And it's a quick start course, and it'll give you how to do tax liens and how to do tax deeds. And so all you have to do is go below me when I finish, and you can be part of my community. All right, now, a few other questions I'm going to answer right now. Okay, so question is, can I explain the GIS maps? Well, first of all, GIS stands for Geographical Information System. So it's not all that complicated, right? All right, all it is, it's a satellite, okay? And the counties can subscribe to the satellite. Now, the satellite's going across, it's going around all the time. The satellite, if you wanted to pick, let's say, Kansas City, when it goes over Kansas City, it's constantly taking pictures. So now you tap into the satellite online, okay, and most counties have it, and it's usually free, and you tap in. Then you can look at from 30,000 to 10,000 to 5,000. You can come all the way down so you can see a geranium on the front porch. Well, you're not looking for geraniums. What you really want to know is the house falling down? What does the house next door look like? Is the streets, what's the neighborhood? Come up a few thousand feet, you can see the neighborhood. Come up a few more, you can see the freeways. Come up a few more, you can see the whole Kansas City. So the GIS mapping system is professionally done. It's from a satellite. It's the best thing available. Google, let's not be here to compliment or to say anything bad about Google. What we really want to say is they were innovative 10 or 15 years ago, but if you're looking at a property that's got 10-year-old pictures, a lot could happen on a property 10 years old. So you don't want to use those pictures if you're buying or selling. So you do want to use the GIS mapping system. We have classes on that. I'm not here to sell you the class right now, but I am here to sell you on getting yourself a free course, and all you have to do is check in below me. Now, before I leave, I want to give you two things to be careful of. This is really careful. If you're going to start going to these auctions, I don't want you to buy a property unless you've seen it. Okay, if you haven't seen the property, for goodness sake, don't buy it. No boots on the ground, no eyes on the property, don't buy it. You don't know what you're getting, and you could be getting that 10-year-old property that you saw on Google. That might not be the best thing. It could have burned down. All right, the other thing I want you to be careful of and don't do is don't buy any property unless you've already figured out what the exit strategy is. If you don't know what you're going to sell it for, you better not buy it, because you could easily start bidding and bid more than the property's worth. Okay, my name is Ted Thomas. I'd like you to go below me and register, be part of my community.